back to Nobody's Safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. I'm back with the frenemy, Mr. Bryce Pinson. If you love college football, you're definitely in the right place. So don't forget to smash that subscriber button, like our videos, and damn it, ring the bell so that you don't miss one moment of the Nobody's Safe podcast. Bryce Pinson, I'm back on the road again. Let's talk a little bit of college football. There's been a lot of chitter chatter about this AP poll, and I got to tell you, the differences between the ESPN poll, I think it's trash.
They're both trash,
but I'm not sure that the AP poll, I think it's trash too. Yeah, I mean, well, at least their top 10 is trash. I don't get it. I don't understand a few of these teams, and I know that we're not alone on this, but let's take a look. Number one, of course, Bama. Nobody have a problem with the top three. Bama, Ohio State, Georgia.
And I don't have a problem with the top four. Clemson's fine.
Top four, Clemson. Now they went 10-3, and that's their off year.
But now number 5 seems a little bit sketchy, if you ask me. You know, they lost their best defensive player in Kyle Hamilton, and they lost all their starters on offense.
All their starters?
No, but their top 3, their quarterback, their running back, and their top wide receiver. What are they going to do? How are they top 5?
And were they even that good on offense? Okay, here's the deal. What is it? And plus, they've got a first-time head coach. Who I know.
I mean, coaches and quarterbacks don't matter.
Nah.
Just put them top 5.
Surely not.
Just put $100 on green. Who cares?
I mean, and here's the deal. You know, something. I want to ask you a question. Okay, so if you feel like, because I got to tell you, I feel like they're going to get rolled week 1, right?
Yeah, Ohio State. So here's what Vegas thinks about them.
They're going to the shoe.
Here's what Vegas thinks. Vegas says, oh, yeah, 2 versus 5. Let's go ahead and put a 16 burger on that. You like Notre Dame as number 5? You can have them for 16 points. And if you're taking that against Vegas, give me a call too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, man. Yeah.
If you want better odds.
I think I would give 16.
I would too. You don't have your quarterback, your coach, your running back, your wide receiver. Most of your offense is
their best defensive player in the secondary when they have the best receiving group in the country at Ohio State, and their best defensive player in the secondary is going to.
And he's not even just like the best defensive player on their team. He's one of the best in the country that plays for the Ravens now. Kyle Hamilton is an absolute monster. They lost their best player and one of top 10, top 5 best players in the country, Kyle Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal.
Wow. I don't get it. And, you know, look, and I know everybody wants Notre Dame to be good, but here's the deal. Here's the other thing about that. First off, Brian Kelly, we've talked about this. I think that Brian Kelly's an underrated coach, and I think they hate on him. I think they're already hating on him and thinking he's going to suck at LSU. I think he's going to kill it.
Oh, he's going to kill it.
They're not even in the top 25.
Yeah.
They're not even in the top 25. This guy has a much better roster than they have at Notre Dame. Guaranteed. Hey, he's got the quarterback from Arizona State last year.
Exactly.
And they're talking about that he's not as good as whoever this.
And you know they got the fastest receivers in the country. Oh, yeah. LSU should be higher than Notre Dame, I'm guessing. But we got Notre Dame in the top 5. You believe that?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, not only is Notre Dame ranked, they're ranked in the top 5.
Yeah, bro.
And their coach left them for LSU and all their players, and they don't have them ranked.
Yeah, man.
And a first-year coach at Notre Dame, I just don't get it.
Minus a top 5 player in the country, a quarterback, a running back, and a receiver. Oh, he's got it all figured out down there. I'll tell you what. You know what? They are gelling. I think it was from their early practices. They just realized they were gelling.
Spring practices killed it.
Moving on. Who else we got? Number 6.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, I'm with you, Finebaum. They suck. I don't see it. All right, number 6. Yeah, bro. There's your next one. What the hell has Jimbo Fisher done? I'll tell you what he's done. He's lost 10 games in the last 3 seasons. 10.
I mean,
I don't care that he got the number 1 class. I don't care because how many of those guys are going to be on the field every week? They've yet to. They got a new quarterback. You know who it is? He wasn't good enough to stay at LSU because they were like 6-6. It was the year after they won the national title.
well, I'll tell you this, Jason.
He's the guy that got Ed Orgeron fired.
Well, I'll tell you this. I like Texas A&M more than I like Notre Dame. I think Texas A&M's far more talented. I think Texas A&M belongs in the top 25. My problem is what have they done to keep, or like what warranted them to say, you know what, even though they weren't ranked last year, they weren't real great last year or the last 10. Let's put them in the top.
I'm going to tell you what happened in that. Yeah, a year ago, they beat Alabama at home. Okay,
they like to beat
You know what
Alabama.
they did before that? They lost back-to-back games right leading up to that to Arkansas and Mississippi State. Unranked.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, I think Arkansas was ranked at the time.
That's almost a coaching problem.
Hey, listen, I got to tell you, for all the shit that freaking you hear out of Jimbo and all the crap that, you know, he's pounding tables and everything else, bro, win a fucking game already. Stop losing 4 and 5 games. Everybody freaks out because the COVID year, he lost 1. You know how much he lost by? A shit ton. He lost to Alabama and he got throttled.
Yeah. I mean,
it's ridiculous. You got look.
I think to be fair, everybody in the COVID year got throttled by Harris, Devontae Smith, and Mac Jones. Everybody did.
I'm not even saying, okay, you're right. But I'm going to tell you this. If you're so great, and as everybody thinks that you are, and you're getting these recruiting classes, then what's the problem?
Yeah. And I can't handle the AP poll saying, you know what, they figured it out this year. You know, like, I'm not ready for that. Like, not with it. I love it.
You have to prove it. That's exactly what I think we're both saying. And I think we're saying that. I think we're saying that about Oklahoma. I mean, I know we're saying that about Notre Dame. But, like, okay, so just for instance, Oklahoma goes freaking 10-2 or 11-2 last year. And, yes, they lost 12 players, but they're 12 starters. But they also have basically 8 and 9 guys coming back on each side of the ball that played significant minutes.
Timeout. How do you lose 12 starters and you have 8 and 9 starters on each side of the ball?
Not 8 and 9. 8 and 9 guys that came back that have played somewhat significant minutes.
So they lost 12 starters.
They lost 12 starters total, yes.
Which is
that means that they had
over half the team. Which is, let's just segment right in there. Because the only other team I see in the top 10 that is overrated, in my opinion, is Oklahoma. You lose those 12 starters. You lose your coach. You lose your quarterback. Okay. And you lose your second string quarterback. If you're going to do this, though, I'm going to tell you now, though, if you're going to do this, though, then what about that bullshit that Texas is ranked in front of them, and they went 5-8? Oh, I mean, I'm not talking Texas. All I'm saying is like, why did they hand – I mean, man, you lose a coach and 2 quarterbacks, like your 2 quarterbacks that have all the experience in that offense. Like, how do you just leave them in the top 10? Just because you have Sooners across your chest, you get to be in the top 10? Like, I don't get it, Jason.
What else you got? You better have more than that.
I don't have much. I just don't understand. You lose your coach, 12 starters, and 2 quarterbacks, and it's like, okay, that's fine.
Why exactly do you think that coach is that great, though, compared to Venables, per se?
I mean, this guy turned 3 backups that lost their job into Heisman candidates. Yeah, he's pretty freaking ridiculous. He's a great coach.
What?
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think
you're
Lincoln Riley is incredible.
Okay. All right. Are you done?
No, yeah, I'm done. Like I said, I don't have much. My thing is, if we have a problem with Notre Dame because they lost their coach, quarterback, and a bunch of starters, why don't we have the same problem with Sooners just because you're a Sooners fan?
No. Because look at this, who they brought in. Okay, you want to talk about those quarterbacks? Talk about those quarterbacks. Okay, first off, the Jeff Lebby he was the most sought-after offensive coordinator in the country. Kiffin didn't want to lose him, and Kiffin runs his own damn offense. Kiffin didn't want to lose him. So, and he goes and they bring in the best transfer, according to Danny Cannell. I saw him today on, what was it? I think CBS. Former really good quarterback in college football, analyst. He says, he goes, I think he was the best transfer, even including Caleb Williams, the best transfer in the country. Went to Oklahoma. So they lost Caleb, but they get Dylan Gabriel in his place. Dylan Gabriel, actually, you know what? He has freaking, he's thrown, 8,000 yards? He's got 8,000 yards in his career, 40-something touchdowns. I mean, this guy he led the country as a sophomore in passing.
Okay.
In the country at UCF. So they didn't lose a whole lot there. Number two, here's the other thing. As good as Lincoln is as a play caller, the guy hadn't won anything. He hadn't even been a coordinator on a team that's won anything. He hasn't.
Okay. Venables
has coached under. He went out and got himself a coaching staff. Dude, okay. You want to talk about what makes you a great coach? Part of it's recruiting. Part of it's what you do on his defenses. Were beating Alabama.
Who was he? Wasn't he the DC for freaking Oklahoma though?
Clemson, and yeah, when they won the national title.
Okay, so he was just the DC for Clemson.
He was the DC at Oklahoma and then at Clemson.
Okay.
And when he was the DC at Oklahoma, their defense was really good. That's why he got the job at Clemson.
I mean,
and because Bob Stoops brought his brother back in when he choked it up at Arizona, he brought him back, and they sucked on defense after that because Venables got pissed and left. He didn't want to share the job.
Yeah.
And so they go and win 2 national championships with him at Clemson. And again, yes, they lost 12 guys that started. Let me tell you something. The best receiver in the country is probably Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
He made biggest play in freaking that I can remember at least. I mean, come on, man. That catch that he made, that was a great throw by Caleb Williams. It was a better catch by him right there in front of it at the Cotton Bowl. They're not overrated. In fact, if anything, they're a little underrated.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're better than Smoke Notre Dame. Big Smoke Notre Dame.
Well, duh. But all I'm saying, okay, well, hey, you know what?
I mean, for sure.
I'll be, you know what, on the show right now,
guys,
little bet. Everybody heard it here. Y'all decide what the punishment is, okay? If they finish outside the top 10, if they finish outside the top 10,
look,
Jason, is it deserving of top 9?
I think they are. Yeah, I think that they could win. I think they win the conference. I don't want to be overly optimistic because I don't want to be that guy, but I do think that they are. Dude, whatever, man. There's another prove it team. Okay,
nobody's safe.
So what is the bet? Okay, we're gonna
bet them. We're gonna let someone else choose. I got outside the top 10.
At the Red River game, right?
We'll do a bet on that too. So we got 2 bets. Oklahoma finishes outside the top 10. That's bet number 1. Bet number 2 is that Texas beats Oklahoma. Y'all pick the punishment in the comments.
There's going to be no punishment.
Yeah, there is, bro. All right. Well, nobody's safe. Finish it up. Wrap it up. Subscribe, like.
Yeah. Listen, guys, and do that. We hit 300 subscribers today. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Coming on.
Appreciate that. And one other thing, because nobody is safe, folks. I didn't get you guys coming into the comments and saying dumb stuff like, you don't even know how to do math, bro. I know how to do math. Okay.
How do you do it?
Account
hey, Jason,
for
how do you do math? Explain it. Nope. How do you do it?
The 16 teams divided by 7 billion it's 62 million each. I get that. Everybody knows that. And they're still saying 75 to 100 million. You know why? Because they didn't account for bowls and playoffs and basketball and everything else. That's what they're talking about. And they're not releasing all that information either. So you knuckleheads that keep coming into the freaking comments and saying dumb stuff like that, read something every once in a while. Stop just watching YouTube. All right. Gotta go. Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.